Chevelle, Mia, one of my favorite Chevelle songs off their first album. We'll jump into this intro verse riff here, and this is clean to start out. And initially, it's going to be this F sharp power chord with the E bass note, which makes it like an E6 suspended 2 or whatever, but you can just think of it as an F sharp power chord with the E bass note because it comes up later where it's just straight up F sharp. So clean at the start, 9 on the A, 11 on the D, and this song is just all about like the strumming rhythm. So we're starting off with this, and it's just a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we hit that fifth time, we slide it down to 7A, 9D for just an E power chord. And it's a little bit arbitrary where you're throwing in those low E bass notes. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so we get down there, hit it a couple more times, and now we're just going to do a quick back and forth on the sets of strings here. Jump up to a B power chord here at the 7, E, 9 on the A, and just a quick 1, 2, 3. Drop down to the E again at the 7A, 9D a couple times. Back up to the B for a couple. So, okay, and now we're going to drop down to a G power chord. And with this, you can just kind of do like that full G power chord with 3 E, 5 on the A and D. And if that G open under it hits, it's no big deal. Actually sounds kind of good. Carries through here. So we'll hit this about 4 times. And on that 4th time, we'll slide it up to the A at the 5 and 7s, same configuration, and hit that a couple more times. And like I said, you can hit the G open under that, it's no big deal. And then from there, we keep it moving up to 7 and 9 for that B power chord. A couple more times after you get there. So slowly it's and then just ultimately we end back on a just G power chord here at the 3 and the 5s. So let's just try it all slowly. All right, chorus gets cooking here. And, all the gain, all overdrive comes in, and you kick it off with a big arbitrary slide up and slide down. All right. And from there, we just hit a couple of open E power chords. Drop down, we'll hit these B octaves at the 4G and the open B, and just a couple strums on that. All right. Back to the E octaves, and this is just kind of like a 1, 2, back into the E power chord, like a 1, 2, 1. It's almost like we're just sneaking in a quick E power chord just before what we usually do. Okay, and then we would come down and hit that B octave again, and from there we kind of do something similar that happens in the verse. A little bit timing difference there, where you hit a quick little open E to the G power chords, strum it out about 5 times, up to the A at the 5 and 7s, about 5 times there, and then slide it up to the 7 for the B. For the bridge section, we'll just wail away on this big E power chord. And, you can hit the open low E and then the 7A, 9 on the D and G. And we're just strumming away on that, all the way through the measure. So about 16 times. And from there, we drop down to this little D pattern where we'll hit like this D octave, open D string with the 7 on the G. Come off to, what's like a D major 7 without the 3rd in it, which is, just to the 6G open D. Back to the 7 for the just regular D. To the 6 again on the G with the open D, and then just down to, a D5 with the 2 on the G with the open D. Okay, and we would just go between that E5 power chord to that D pattern, a few times, and then the final time through, we do our E power chord, and then we just do the 7, 6, 7. Don't go to the 2 on that last time. All right, and for the last verse, slash outro, basically we're just doing the verse pattern, but with all the, overdrive distortion on it. And with this, it's essentially the same deal. It's just you don't really need to worry about throwing in that open low E, with that initial F sharp power chord. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're just wailing away here at the 9 and the 11 instead of worrying about that open E with it. Because it just, I don't know, it maybe sounds a little too dissonant with the distortion. Alright, so everything stays the same, just gain and no open low E.